What's up, Mananap? Welcome to Code You video tutorial. So for today, I'm going to discuss to you how to create our own linked list, how to actually create ADT for linked list without using built-in linked list in Java. Okay, so let's go and start directly with our linked list. So to start with, I'm going to create a list or a program or a class rather, and let's name it like L node. So to represent L as a list and a node. So as we all know that linked list composed of nodes, no? And every node contains data and the address that points to the other node, making it as a making it to have strong connection or relationship between each node. So again, linked lists contain nodes and nodes contain data and the memory address that links to the other node. So right now, we are going to create our own list. Let's say, for an instance, I have here L node, all right? And I am going to create let's say for this ADT, we are only going to maintain uh, data of type int. So meaning our node can only accept integer value. Okay, so next is we are going to declare the object of node. So let's say we have the head node and then the next node. So the head node is going to determine the beginning of the list, while the next node is going to we are going to use this node, which is uh, to traverse each of the node in the list. So now we're going to create a constructor of our nodes by creating a constructor. So we have here L node, okay? And then we are going to display here like head is equal to next is equal to null. So that we guarantee that our list is going to be like we know that it is an empty. We have to determine that the pointer or the null, I mean the address is pointing to a null value. Okay, so now let's have the first operation of linked list. So let's say for an instance we are going to create a uh, an operation that would tell if our list is empty or not. So let's say is empty. Okay, so boolean is empty. This would return uh, true or false. Okay, and then this would return true if our head is going to point to null, and uh, it returns false if it points to uh, if our head now has a memory address assigned to it, okay, or it has already node that is going to be linked with that particular node or particular list or node. Okay, so again, when we talk about node, it's a series of lists in our linked list, and then these are actually referred to as elements. So, and then as we all know, we have as I mean as we have I have actually shown you before, you have here the list, and these are actually called like node. So each of these are nodes. So this one is also a node, and then this one is also another node. So meaning to say, if this is a node, this is this is the first node inserted. It means that this is the head. And then if since 12 is going to be like inserted after Mart or after this node, this is inserted as a node after Mart, and same with 5.0 rather. So since the list is or that does not guarantee uh, a sequence, or like the same with array, that arrays are actually placed in a contiguous part of memory, meaning to say, if we're going to store data, it would be inserted at index 0, index 1, index 2, index 3, and so on and so forth. However, in a list, since we are dealing with a memory address, and the only way for us to, uh, you know, I mean, we are dealing with memory address, and it is actually given randomly by our program, our compiler. No, Java actually assigns a address to our node randomly from our RAM, and then so that it creates a list, it has to be linked properly. And the only way for it to be linked properly is you'll have to have a node. Okay, so that so that this will be linked to the other node. This would have as a node. This would have the first is like the data, okay, and then the pointer, okay, pointer or the address, okay, the address that points to the next node. So this would mean that uh, the the address is going to point to the other node, which is this time add our node is 12. So meaning this 12 now is a node which is the address of this one is actually uh, the address of this 12 is actually the address of I mean to simplify things out, we have here the node data and the pointer. This points to the other node. So meaning to say the address of this 12 is actually the address that is placed in the node which is where Mart is actually located. So the same thing with 5.0. So the address of 5.0 is at the node 12, and the address of node 12 is actually at the node Mart. So that's the idea of list. Okay. So now going back to L node, you have here boolean is empty, return head is equal to null. So now if we're going to go back here and we are going to let's say we are going to instantiate now our L node. So let's say L node, let's say LL is equal to new L node. And then we are going to display or determine whether if a node is actually an empty or our list is empty or not. So we have here LL that is uh, is empty. Okay, so oops, yeah, is empty. So we can actually create or put a um, something like a Java doc comment right here, but uh, giving the user the idea of what this method all about. So let's say for an instance, this method returns returns true if returns true. So we are actually incorporating or integrating a HTML here if head or if the list is empty or if head is equal to equal to so which means it points nothing but null. So the returning statement is either true or false. Okay, so at return true or false. Oops, yeah. Okay. So, and then the next time we call this is empty, something right here, this would give us this method returns true if the list is empty, head is equal to null. So at least you're giving the user an idea of what this method all about without going to internet or without going through a lot of books. Okay, because again, it would be all good if you put a comment or if you every method in your ADT must have a documentation on in it. Okay, so that's actually something that would help our novice programmers to learn our ADT. Okay, so all right, if we're going to use this one and let's say we are going to run our code and this will give us true, so meaning to say our list is still now empty. Okay, so I guess that would be all for now. And by the way, i-remove sa natin siya. And let's run again there. So that's all for now. And in our next discussion, we are going to, or not, our next tutorial, we are going to implement the first operation of linked list, which is add at first. So thank you guys for watching this video and don't forget to subscribe my channel. Bye bye.